When I started the CAP program, I was 6 weeks postpartum after having my second baby. And I didn't expect that the program would take so much from me in terms of commitment of time. But in a nutshell, when I look back, what the program has given me in return, I think is incredible and significant.
In terms of actually the program content, it's been a lot. It's been quite fulfilling, but it's been practical.
It really got me to understand me as a person, because it wasn't a normal leadership, management course, finance, economics. It was more about me as an individual, what drove me as a person, and how those things influence how I work and how I interact with others.
My network has expanded massively, and it has actually gone beyond the people that were in the cohort, because then I've been introduced to people. I didn't have a lot of networks in the banking sector, now I do, and it's one of those things that are really invaluable, to be honest.
In terms of what makes the setup of those modules unique, I think there's a few aspects. First of all, no African markets are the same. But specifically looking at the Tanzanian context, the organizers have done a tremendous job of finding leaders that are local, that are homegrown, largely proud Tanzanians. And I think that's the backbone, right, of African excellence. And we're talking about building the next generation of Tanzanian leaders. So we're better to learn from than some of those existing leaders themselves.
The role that CAP has played in my career is really helping me have that 360 view. Especially with the business simulation, we were able to look at it from the holistic view, because you look at it if you're making decisions on maybe research and development, pricing, from the marketing, if you're making decisions on production. So it gives you the holistic view. And I think that's the kind of view and the mindset that a CEO should have.
I like the fact that in this program, the focus is more on coaching. And I think when you get to a certain stage in your career, particularly at this level, coaching becomes more important than mentorship. But to be honest, I didn't quite understand the difference until I went through it myself and realized what the difference was, but how much more I needed it.
From an expectation perspective, I would say that CAP has exceeded my expectations.
If there is one thing you should really not debate about, is doing this course. Like, you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right?
You get mentorship sessions, you get counseling in terms of like coaching, your career coaching, which is actually important. You get to do a bit of practical, and then you get the theory. So instead of doing 5 trainings that will probably cost the same, you'd rather do one that gives you the full value.
CAP is stretching, demanding, and rewarding.
CAP is demanding, inspiring, and CAP is dynamic.
CAP is transformational, challenging, but very fulfilling.
CAP is demanding, fulfilling, and definitely worth it.